From a Chelsea fan's perspective, it's about time we spoke on the Black Cats. It's about time we traveled to the Stadium of Light. Shall the light shine through, my people? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to Batala FC. We are within. We've made it into the final week of the international break.
W's in the shot.
Which means we can make it a few more days, guys. We can do it. You know, it's been a heavy walk without water through the desert. But we survive. We gonna make it, guys. Today, we shall break down Sunderland. But side note, because something has been happening during this break, a lot of World Cup qualifiers. And speaking from an African's perspective, I kind of have to speak on Nigeria. They've been having political issues in terms of the NFF, which is the Football Federation in Nigeria. But now on the pitch, they also have another issue because now it's back-to-back World Cups without Nigeria. Now, it's funny that I'm saying all this as I wear a Springboks jersey representing South Africa, but DRC, congratulations. You know, we look one way, you look at the footballing nation that's been dominant in the past, and you start to speak of complacency. Nigeria should have done it. What about the African nations that are improving? DRC showed us at the AFCON. I enjoyed AFCON because South Africa stepped up. DRC stepped up. Cape Verde stepped up. So we're going to see these nations at the World Cup. We need to see different nations. It's sad for Nigerian fans, and I know, they're going through a lot in the background, as we said, but I'm happy for the countries that are improving because it makes Africa better in the grand scale. Let's move, guys. Let's break down today's segment. Sunderland have proven something to me, guys. Sunderland have shown me that as much as we can complicate the tactical approach of football in the league, it can be simple. Not simple in terms of how you execute on the pitch, but the instructions per player can get you results. Sunderland have had an overhaul. We'll speak about overhauls at maybe Man City. Switching all the midfielders, they had to adapt. Chelsea, of course, speaking of the big six, right? But you look at a club like Sunderland, who've come from the Championship. They did well. They're now in the Premier League. And why are they thriving? How are they doing that when they've had so many changes to personnel in their squad? You can't put it down to a good manager, good tactics, but it's also about commitment to an instruction. And that's what I'd like to emphasize in terms of why Sunderland are doing so well. So we have the GLA Tactics board, guys, and I also have reference from articles from the BBC. Football analysis correspondents do drop a lot of content in terms of how football is changing game week by game week in the Premier League. They'll highlight this and that. So we have Sunderland in front of us. Your boy is actually pained by this because we lost to Sunderland. Could have been better, and we need another team here. So out of humility, I won't be a funny guy. I will put Chelsea. I think it's the best thing. I don't want to put anyone else's club and then get bantered in the comments, right? So the right thing to do is to put the boys. Oh, no, I don't know why the app is being funny here. Chelsea should pop up at any moment now. There we go. There we go. And I think that's typically our best formation. Maybe we have Esteval here instead of Neto, but let's move with it. Let's run with it, right? That's a 4-2-3-1 for Chelsea versus a 5-4-1 for Sunderland. That changes up. Now, if we look at our game in particular against Sunderland, Sunderland ensured that we were pressed high. So we give the ball to Sanchez because we do play from the back. Sanchez won't go long in every game. So Isidore will be this close to Sanchez. Literally that close, guys, in terms of high press. Xhaka will guard a back four. Because Sadiki has moved forward and one of the fullbacks has moved into the midfield. And most of the time, it's Hume. Hume will join here, but actually go beyond Granit Xhaka, an inverted fullback. And that's what allows Mukiele, who's been a standout player, if we're being honest, for Sunderland, to move into more of a right-back position and drift forward, making himself a threat in the attack in moments outside of set pieces, because Sunderland have been set piece specialists, especially from throw-ins, and the man himself, Mukiele, has been the major problem in terms of set piece throws hey, we actually suffered to him in our game. So Sunderland, in terms of formation, this is what? This is more of a 4-3-3. Isidore is high, but if we put him here, we can see this is now a 4 in the back line, 3 and 3 again in the front line. We've also highlighted Delap, unfortunately. So they counter every team by man marking out of possession. They go man for man. So in this moment, Sadiki is here. Hume will actually go with Garnacho. Depending on how high Garnacho and Neto are, they'll stick with them out of possession. In possession, what do Sunderland do? Sunderland trust their wingers. These guys almost become like, you could say, central attacking midfielders, half wingers, half inside forwards. So they'll drift into these half spaces here. And Sunderland will play direct balls into these players. So in possession in the deep lying midfield, and most of the time they'll give it to their metronome, Granit Xhaka. And Granit Xhaka will ensure that he pinpoints passes into these two players. Or if there's a gap, directly into Isidore, who will play with his body, hold up play, typical football. And that's why I'm saying, guys, there's nothing complicated about what Sunderland are doing other than the fact that they can follow instructions better than others and they can execute instructions to the highest level. This back four, only during set piece moments do you see the likes of Ballard moving forward. Otherwise, it's a compact back four that becomes a back five in defense with discipline. And that's what they've been doing to most of us. They tried to do it against Man United. It didn't work in that game. But everyone else, even against Arsenal, this worked. And then they'll have these players dropping in. Sadiki, Fee, all dropping in. And look at that shape. That's a disciplined shape. You're back to your 5-4-1. But in possession, what I have to emphasize, it's going to be a short segment. I can tell now. They trust each other in possession. They move off the ball. They find space on the pitch. I can't overstate it or complicate it more. Everywhere there's space on the pitch, Sunderland's players will find themselves there in order to receive passes. So you're trying to drift away from the opposition in every moment. Just trying to ensure that Xhaka has options. How does he find us? How does he get the ball to us? That's what they do. That's how they torture us. That's how they torment us. And I'll be putting a lot of imagery in between so you guys can reference. But it's that simple, guys, sometimes. It's really just that simple. Players that are capable in every position, players that utilize their individual brilliance, and you get results. Let's get it, y'all.